The Chosen One. If you are watching this video right now, stop everything you are doing this very instant. Take a deep breath, because what I'm about to reveal to you in the next few minutes was no accident. And every word you hear from this moment on will begin to unlock something inside you that has been trapped for too long. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth your mind cannot yet name? As if there were an ancient injustice, an invisible wound, a name that keeps coming back to your head when you least expect it. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is not an existential crisis. It is a sign. And what is happening right now in the spiritual realm involving this person whose name starts with the letter D explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified over the last few weeks, perhaps even the last few days. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. A game that involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, your spiritual authority, and the role you were designated to fulfill in this transition that has already begun. And this person whose name starts with D, they are a central piece of this story. It could be an Arthur, a Sarah, a Matthew, a Jennifer, a Christopher, an Elizabeth, a David, an Amanda, a Martha, a Tyler, a Dorothy, or a James. Perhaps the name came into your head just now, even before I finished the list. If it did, it was no coincidence, it was confirmation. Think, what if everything you have always felt about this person, this estrangement, this intuition that something was wrong, this silent certainty that there was a deep injustice committed against you, was exactly the proof that you are not an observer of this story but a central piece of it? You were marked. Marked before you were even born. And this person who starts with D was placed on your path as an instrument that failed, that chose the wrong side of the scale, that wounded the anointed of God, that stepped where they shouldn't have stepped. And now the chosen one, the tide has turned. Heaven is moving. The invisible gears that hold the universe have started to turn in your favor, and what this person will feel in the coming hours, in the coming days, has no name in any dictionary. But before this restoration happens, you need to understand a truth that will change everything. What this person did to you was not just human. It was spiritual. There is a layer beneath their visible acts, a layer where invisible forces moved to try to remove you from the place that was yours by divine right. This sensation of not belonging, this void that not even joy can fill, this hunger for answers that no one gives you, all of this is your spirit screaming, there is something greater here, and I need to discover it before it is too late. That is exactly why I wrote the ebook God's Handbook for Family Guardians. This ebook is not just reading, it is a map that shows exactly who these people are, like that person whose name starts with an A who hurt you, who are used as instruments to try and break the anointed one. It reveals the rules you were never told about how to identify who is playing against your spiritual life, how to reverse the evil that was cast upon you through betrayals, and how to stop other names starting with A from appearing on your path again, repeating the same pattern of injustice, abandonment, and lies. Because that is what nobody tells you. The person who hurt you wasn't the first and won't be the last unless you learn the spiritual laws that govern this invisible war. This ebook was created for those who have awakened enough to realize that every person who stood against you did not arrive by chance. They arrived to fulfill a role on a larger board, and now you need to see the pieces before they position themselves again. The link is pinned in the first comment at the top of the comments, but I must warn you, the chosen one, this type of content rarely remains available for long. What is on these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, because as long as the chosen one does not know he is the chosen one, he remains a silent victim of people like the one whose name starts with A. And there have been attempts to silence this knowledge before. Do not wait for the right moment. The right moment is now, the chosen one, because you did not come to this video and to this letter A by accident. Download the ebook now and comment below. I'm chosen and I will download the ebook. This comment is an act of faith, and when you post it, heaven registers every word. Now that you have decided to act, the chosen one, the next revelation about this person who starts with A, will be the final blow against the oppression they cast upon your life, because I will tell you now, in detail, why they will come back on their knees and exactly what is happening to them at this very instant while I am speaking to you. I need you to close your eyes for a second and feel. Can you perceive it? There is a weight lifting off your shoulders as you hear these words. That weight was the invisible pact that this person had made against you, a pact that they might not even know they sealed, but one that was signed in the spiritual realm the day they decided to betray you, abandon you, defame you, use you, or discard you. And at this instant as I speak, angels are being sent to undo this pact, to tear up this invisible document, to return to you what was yours. You don't believe it? Look at the last week of your life. How many signs have you received? How many times has this person appeared in your dreams? How many times have you encountered a song, a scent, a place, and been flooded by a memory you didn't ask for? These are not accidents of memory. They are warnings from heaven that something great is about to happen, and that you need to be on alert. And it is because of these signs that I insist. The Chosen One, the e-book, God's handbook for family guardians, must be in your hands before this person whose name starts with D returns. Because when they return, and they will return, you need to be spiritually prepared to receive them with the right authority. Without the knowledge contained in the e-book, many the chosen ones make the mistake of accepting forgiveness on their knees without closing the spiritual doors that this person opened in their lives. And then the cycle begins again. Another name starting with D appears, another betrayal, another abandonment, another wound. The e-book teaches exactly how to close these doors, how to cut the invisible ties that still connect you to this person's energy, and how to build a spiritual siege that no traitor can cross. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. I will not deceive you. This material challenges much of what is preached out there, and for that reason, it could be taken down at any moment. They have tried to silence me before. They have tried to prevent this knowledge from reaching the chosen ones. Do not let this opportunity pass. Download it now and comment one more time. I am chosen and I will download the e-book. This is your act of faith. And when you do this, the chosen one, the next truth I will reveal to you will explain the exact name of the entity that was operating through this person whose name starts with D, and the specific sign that will mark the instant they will seek you out. Now pay close attention, the chosen one. What I am about to tell you, few have the courage to say out loud. There is a specific class of spirits that operates through those close to us, people we trust, people we love. These spirits do not attack from the outside. They enter through the door of intimacy. And that is exactly what happened between you and this person whose name starts with D. They were used. Perhaps without knowing it, perhaps unconsciously, but they were used. And the instrument used to hurt you has a name in the invisible world. This spirit feeds on broken promises, on words of care that were merely a mask, on affection that was a strategy. It grows when the anointed remains silent in the face of injustice, and it weakens when the anointed begins to see the game. And you, the chosen one, are starting to see it now. Every word of this video is a cut to its chain. Every time you take a deep breath while listening, this spirit loses strength. And when the video ends, it will already be so weakened that it will no longer be able to hold on to the person it was possessing. That is why the person whose name starts with D will return, because their carrier has run out of fuel. There is a clear sign that this person is experiencing what I call the night of conscience. Do you know what that is? It is the moment when heaven removes the anesthesia that was over the heart of the person who wounded the anointed. While the spiritual anesthesia was there, this person could sleep, live, laugh, and pretend nothing had happened. But when heaven decides to restore the chosen one, it first removes that anesthesia. And that is when the torment begins. This person whose name starts with D will start to remember you at the most inconvenient moments. They will dream of you. They will hear your name on the lips of others. They will see something on the street that reminds them of you. They will try to start new relationships and will not be able to get them off the ground because an invisible force will pull their memory back to you. You are the spiritual debt they have not paid, and the universe is now collecting with interest. But there is more. There is an aspect of this process that few people understand. When someone wounds the chosen one, that person doesn't just owe you, they owe God. And God, who is just, demands the settlement of that debt in whatever form he determines. And for that person whose name starts with D, the determined settlement was They will return and ask for forgiveness, on their knees, not in a figurative sense, in the literal sense of a spiritual humiliation, where they will finally understand that they positioned themselves against someone protected by a force greater than they ever imagined. And you will be there, standing tall, with clear eyes and a soul in alignment, because you will have already understood that what is happening is not revenge, but divine justice being delivered before your very eyes. And here comes the most profound detail. You don't need to do anything for this to happen. You don't need to send a message. You don't need to pray for revenge. You don't need to reach out. You don't need to seek out mutual friends. You don't need to stalk social media profiles. Everything is already in motion. What you need to do is prepare yourself internally to receive this restoration in accordance with your calling. Because a chosen one who receives restoration without spiritual maturity loses the blessing. And the cycle begins anew with someone else. I have seen this happen 1,000 times. Chosen people who receive the plea for forgiveness and react with arrogance or weakness or unhealed bitterness end up opening the door again for the same energy to enter another phase of their lives. And it is exactly at this point, the chosen one, that the ebook God's Handbook for Family Guardians becomes indispensable to you at this specific moment. Because it doesn't just teach you how to identify who wounded you, it teaches you how to receive the restoration, how to position yourself when that person whose name starts with D returns to ask for forgiveness. The ebook reveals the exact words you must say, the specific prayers that seal the process, and the spiritual movements that prevent this energy from returning disguised in another person, in another relationship, in another friendship in the future. Without this knowledge, the chosen one, I am warning you, the plea for forgiveness will happen, but you might lose the blessing that comes with it. Because restoration has a protocol, and those who do not know the protocol lose what was theirs. The ebook is the map to this protocol, written for those who have understood that they are a central piece in a spiritual battle and want to learn how to move within it, like someone trained for it. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. I have already told you that this material challenges powerful narratives, and that attempts have already been made to silence it. I cannot guarantee it will be available tomorrow. Don't wait an hour to download it. Download it now. And comment once again with faith to seal your positioning. I am chosen and I will download the ebook. Each such comment opens a spiritual channel around you. Each download is a step into the territory of restoration. Now that you have taken your stand again, the chosen one, I will tell you the most revealing part of this process, exactly what will happen when that person whose name starts with D seeks you out, and the 3 signs that will anticipate this contact. Pay close attention now, because what I am about to describe are patterns that repeat in an almost mathematical way in the spiritual restoration process of the chosen one. The first sign that this person whose name starts with D is about to return is the uncomfortable silence. You will feel in the coming days a strange stillness around your life regarding them, as if the noise that existed, even in their absence, had ceased. The people who used to mention their name around you will stop doing so. The random reminders will decrease. This silence, the chosen one, is not the end. It is the vacuum that precedes movement. It is how the sky goes silent before a storm arrives. Do not mistake this silence for oblivion. It is spiritual preparation. The second sign is the specific dream. You will dream of this person, but in a different way than before. In the old dreams, they appeared in situations of conflict, of absence, of farewell. This dream that comes now is different. They will appear small, they will appear fragile. They will appear trying to communicate with you in a way they could never manage in real life. It may be that they try to touch you and you cannot feel it. It may be that they try to speak and no voice comes out. It may be that they appear crying. This dream is not your imagination processing the past. It is their soul on the astral plane, trying to reconnect with you before their consciousness wakes up to make the request on the physical plane. Do not respond in the dream, just observe. This is a spiritual test, and whoever responds in the dream opens up gaps. The third sign is the unexpected external trigger. A situation will happen in the physical world that will bring this person's name to the surface in a way you did not expect. It could be someone asking you about them after a long time. It could be a social network showing an old photo. It could be news, an advertisement. a song playing in an unexpected place with lyrics that seem to speak directly to this story. This trigger is heaven warning you. The time has come. When this trigger happens, the chosen one, I want you not to react in haste. Do not look for this person. Do not send a message. Do not call. Just acknowledge the sign and say out loud, I see and I am prepared. This recognition activates the last spiritual trigger necessary for them to come to you of their own volition, with the humility required to close the cycle. And when they come, the chosen one, it will happen in a way that will surprise you. It could be an unexpected message. It could be a chance encounter in a place where you never expected to find them. It could be a third party who will seek you out, bringing news of them. It could be a letter, an email, a call you did not expect to receive. Heaven chooses the most effective channel for each case, but in all cases, there is a pattern. They will come vulnerable. They will come broken. They will come without the armor they used before to hurt you, because heaven has taken that armor away, and it is at this moment that you need to be standing in your place with a healed heart and a firm soul. Now it is important that I tell you something that few have the courage to say. Restoration does not necessarily mean reconciliation. There are cases where the request for forgiveness happens to close the cycle, and the chosen one moves on without resuming the relationship that was broken. There are other cases where heaven works to rebuild what was destroyed, but on a completely new foundation. What defines the outcome is the spiritual maturity of the chosen one and the purpose that God has determined for this meeting. Therefore, the chosen one, do not arrive at this moment with a preconceived idea in your head. Arrive open, arrive aligned, arrive with a heart healed enough to hear what the Spirit will tell you the instant this person kneels before you. And speaking of kneeling, I need to explain the profound meaning of this gesture to you. The act of kneeling is not just human humiliation, it is a spiritual act. When someone kneels to ask for forgiveness from the chosen one, that person is, on the invisible plane, returning the authority they had stolen. Each person who hurt you, the chosen one, carries with them a piece of your spiritual authority. And heaven does not allow this authority to remain lost for long. When the person returns to ask for forgiveness, they are literally returning what was yours. And that is why a request for forgiveness from someone whose name starts with D causes such a strange sensation in the chosen one. You feel an energy coming back to you, a strength that was absent, returning, a piece of yourself that was in exile, coming back home. And here is what no one tells you. This return of authority comes accompanied by a multiplication. Heaven does not return only what was taken. Heaven returns it with interest. Every day that this person whose name starts with D kept you away from your blessing, every night you cried because of them, every moment you doubted yourself because of what they did, all of this will be converted into a spiritual and material reward the instant the cycle closes. It is the law of divine compensation. And it is mathematical, the chosen one, it is mathematical. That is why I ask you, are you prepared to receive? Because receiving the blessing that comes from restoration requires a clean internal vessel. It requires a heart that has already forgiven, even before the other asks for forgiveness. It requires a spirit that knows that this person whose name starts with D was merely an instrument, and that the true battle was not against them, but against the entity that operated through them. And when you understand this, you stop hating the person. You start to feel, in fact, a strange compassion for them, because you realize that they themselves were a victim of what they used against you. This is the level of the mature chosen one. This is the level where restoration delivers everything that was promised. I know you are feeling something as I speak, perhaps a shiver down your spine, perhaps a tear wanting to fall, perhaps a calm certainty settling in your chest. All of this is confirmation. The Holy Spirit is witnessing every word of this message with me, and He is using these sensations to tell you it is true for you, it is true now. This person whose name starts with D will return, and you will be ready. But I need to warn you about a trap. There is a phase in the process where many of the chosen ones almost lose everything. It is the phase of impatience. After the chosen one receives the spiritual confirmation that restoration is coming, there is a waiting period. This period can last days, it can last weeks, in some cases it can last a few months, and during this wait, the enemy tries to insert doubt, tries to make you question if it was really a sign, tries to push you to force contact, tries to convince you that you are imagining things. If you give in to impatience, the chosen one, you can disrupt the perfect timing that heaven has prepared. The request on bended knees only happens when all the pieces are in the right places. Your role is only to wait in peace, knowing that what is meant to be will be. During this wait, strengthen yourself. Take care of your body. Return to eating mindfully. Drink more water. Walk in nature when you can. Put your house in order. Reorganize your room. Clean out the closets. Every physical gesture of self-care is a spiritual sign that you value yourself, and heaven responds to this sign by accelerating the processes. Pray. Not long, tiring prayers, short and firm prayers declaring what is yours by right. Say out loud every day, "I am chosen and I will download the e-book, and what was taken from me is returning, multiplied and in order." This declaration reorganizes your vibrational field and attracts to you all the spiritual movements that are happening in your favor. And when the day arrives, the chosen one, when that person whose name starts with a D finally seeks you out, with downcast eyes, a broken voice, and a plea for forgiveness coming from a deep place within them, I want you to remember this video. I want you to remember every word, because heaven warned you beforehand. Heaven prepared you beforehand, and heaven will grant you the wisdom in that moment to say exactly what needs to be said. Do not invent a speech now. Do not rehearse phrases. Just arrive at that moment pure, and the Spirit will place the right words in your mouth. And that is why the chosen one, I return one last time to this point. The e-book, God's Handbook for Family Guardians, is the tool I have placed in your hands so that you may go through this process the right way. It teaches you how to wait without anxiety, how to receive the request for forgiveness from that person whose name starts with a D without losing your center, how to definitively cut the spiritual ties that still connect you to the energies they brought into your life, how to invoke the protection that prevents other names starting with D from appearing on your path and repeating the same pattern of wounding, and how to activate the multiplication protocol that heaven has prepared for your compensation. Every page of the ebook was written with the anointing of someone who has already walked this road and returned to teach the chosen ones how to walk in peace and in victory. The link is pinned to the top of the comments, in the first comment. Do not leave it for later. This content challenges what many have an interest in keeping hidden, and there have already been real attempts to take this material down. I have no guarantee that it will be available tomorrow. You did not arrive at this video, at this letter D, at this exact moment by accident. You were guided, you were drawn, you were chosen. Download the e-book now, and comment one last time with all the faith in your heart, "I am chosen, and I will download the e-book." This comment is your seal. It is your declaration before heaven. It is the act that confirms your stance. And when you do this, the chosen one, I can tell you with absolute certainty, the person whose name starts with a D will feel, in that same instant, a movement within them. Because you moved first, because you acted first, because you positioned yourself first. And heaven always responds to those who act. Go in peace. You are the chosen one, and nothing that was taken will remain lost. Nothing. In the name of what is highest, it is said, it is sealed, and it is fulfilled.